On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 214, with one answering present. The bill is passed.
Well, the Republican-crafted tax bill has passed through the House by the slimmest of margins. The bill makes permanent President Trump's 2017 tax cuts, which were set to expire next year. It also cuts taxes on tips and overtime. It increases spending on the military and border security. To pay for all of that, it cuts spending on food stamps and slashes nearly $700 billion from federal funding for Medicaid. The administration is celebrating the bill's passage.
The One Big Beautiful Bill fulfills President Trump's promises of no tax on tips, which was applauded today by the CEO of Uber, no tax on overtime, a Made in America auto tax break, Trump savings accounts for newborn babies, and substantial tax cuts for our amazing seniors' Social Security benefits.
Well, the bill now heads to the Senate, where just a simple majority is needed for it to be passed. However, if changes are made in the Senate, the bill will need to be re-voted on in the House. President Trump is hoping to sign the bill into law before July 4th. Well, joining us now is Senator Adam Schiff. Senator, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We want to start with the budget bill that is now headed to the Senate. Your thoughts on what's in it?
Well, I guess the top line is if you're very wealthy, you're going to do really well with this latest Trump tax cut. So if you're in the top 0.1% of income earners, you'll get a $250,000 tax cut every year. If you're low income, you're going to get a tax increase of about $800 a year. And if you're middle income, it really depends on your circumstances. Some of you will get a tax increase, others might not. But for all Americans, your costs are going to go up. Your healthcare costs are going to go up, and your healthcare access is going to go down. The hospital near you may close its doors, the clinic near you may close its doors, or the hospital might close their labor and delivery or their emergency room. Because even if you're not on Medicaid, that hospital relies on that funding, and that hospital just may not be there for you. They had to take money from somewhere to try to pay for part of this, and they're taking it from your health care. There are also deficit spending. This will add trillions to the national debt. So this is, I think, fiscally ruinous for the country. But if you're really wealthy, you're going to do really well with this bill.
And Senator, will your Republican colleagues be including Democratic senators in the next process of passing the bill through the Senate?
No, I don't think so. This is a purely GOP product. They're using a process that they don't require more than a majority vote in the Senate. They have changed the rules essentially to avoid a filibuster. Normally, if you use a process called reconciliation, it has to be deficit neutral. It can't add to the national debt. This explodes the debt, so they've engaged in a fiction that if you continue an existing tax cut, it doesn't cost any money, which is a bit like saying if you went on a $3,000 vacation last year, you can go on a $3,000 vacation this year and it doesn't cost you $3,000. It's a fiction and a fabrication, which is why we're seeing the nation's bond rating diminished, while you're seeing the markets react the way they are. I think it's very clear this is fiscally irresponsible, but for tax cuts for billionaires, you just can't beat it.
Well, Senator, today the Senate voted to block our state's EV mandate. Your thoughts on today's vote?
Well, this is a giveaway to the oil industry. It's going to mean dirtier air. We're going to make our skies smoggy again. Sadly, it's going to increase the rate of cancers. It is going to, I think, decelerate the transition to electric vehicles. We could be leading the world in electric vehicles and in renewable energy. This is going to set us back, in addition to going after California's right to set its own air standards for its own people. They're also going after all kinds of renewable energy projects around the country and killing them. They're killing wind power, they're killing solar power, they're killing anything and everything that is green. The only thing they're trying to advance is oil. They say this is about energy independence, but what it's really about is oil dependence. They want us all dependent on the oil industry. This is Donald Trump satisfying that pledge he made, that well-publicized pledge during his campaign, that if the oil industry put money into his campaign, as they did, they would be richly rewarded, and they have with this repeal of California's right to breathe cleaner air.
And one more topic to hit on. The White House has canceled $33 million in federal funding meant to pay for earthquake retrofits in our state. So you wrote a letter this week imploring the funds to be restored. What more can you tell us?
Well, they're trying to cut funds that we would use to retrofit buildings, a lot of soft-sided buildings, where, for example, if your building has a carport in it, that is often not particularly safe during an earthquake. We saw a lot of the buildings destroyed in the Northridge earthquakes, for example, had that kind of structure. This will mean that hundreds and hundreds of these homes won't be retrofit and people will be at risk. It's not just earthquake prevention and preparedness, though. It's also the administration cutting funding for California flood protection efforts. So they're cutting all of the Army Corps of Engineer projects in the state of California. They're taking that money away from some communities that are most at risk of flooding in the whole country, taking it out of California to give to red states. It's as awful, as politically blatant as that. The president doesn't believe that citizens in blue states should be protected from flood in the same way as citizens in red states, even though there are lots of people who are both red and blue in the state of California. So we've never really seen it before, so blatant, but it's going to mean a lot of Californians at risk from earthquakes, flooding, and fire.
All right, Senator Adam Schiff, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We appreciate you.
Thank you.